So this video is a walkthrough to help you build your spreadsheet that you're going to email to me. Just remember to name your Excel spreadsheet by your name. For example, mine would be Brian Thomas, and then use the extension for Excel. I think it's something like Excel XS, something like that. Dot. So it'll usually show up. You won't have to worry about that as much. Just give it a name. I usually save it to my desktop so I can find it easier. So it's always a good place to have a good place to when you save it, make sure you can find it again. So again, we have to find the standard deviation. So this is our formula here. Step by step, though, what I want you to do in your spreadsheet is kind of follow me and mimic what I did and put it in the spreadsheet that I have attached to the project folder and just kind of see if you can kind of follow through what I'm doing here. So the first thing is the number of items in. So So we have from 2 to 9. So if we just count those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, looks like we have 7 pieces of data. It goes 2 through 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 pieces of data. So you're going to type in right below that piece of data in the box in the cell right below it. You're going to put the 7 in. So again, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of data. And then we want to do n minus 1. So here we can go equals, and then our 7 is in cell 11. So A11, we can click on that cell, and that'll just give us A11 minus then this 1. And if I hit enter, it should give us then our 6. So that's now in cell D13. The next thing I want to do is I want to find the mean, the sum of the x values divided by the number of x values. So I want to find the mean. So to find the mean, we can hit equals. And remember, that's the average. So if I type in AV, here's average. And remember, we just want to find the mean of our data. So that's going to be A2 through A11. So A2 colon A11. No, A8. See how it highlighted? Now it's highlighting my data. So A2 through A8 is where my data is. So close my parenthesis, hit enter. It should automatically do my mean for me. And the mean should be somewhere between 32 and 41. And 37 sounds reasonable there. So the next thing is I want to find the average of these differences. Okay, so I don't need this here. So the x mean, I guess we do want to put the x mean here. So let's go ahead and put the x mean here. So the x mean was actually this 37. So if I put equals and if I put this 37 in there, hit enter, I get that. But what I want to do is I want to lock it in. So to lock it in, I want to kind of put a dollar sign in front of the A, and I want to put a dollar sign in front of the 15, and that'll lock it. So if I drag this down, it should just stay the same, 37s. So next thing I want to do is I want to do x minus the mean. So I want to do the x minus the mean. So to do the x minus the mean, we're going to do this A2 minus this B2. So here we're going to hit equals, and we're going to go A2 minus then this B2, which is our mean, and we can hit enter, and it gives us negative 35. So does 32 minus 37 give me a negative 5? Notice I should be able to click on this box here now, get my little plus sign in the bottom right hand corner and drag, and it should get the differences of all those. So 34 minus 37 is -3, 35 minus 37 is -2. So that all looks good there. So those are my means. One of the things I do want to do is average these differences. So what I want to do is average this column here. So if I hit equals, and I want to average AVE, so average, double click that. Didn't work, double click it. I want to average these numbers. So what it's going to do is add them all together. It's going to divide by, what do we say? There were 7 pieces of data. So it should add them together and divide by 7. Hit enter. So is that C2 through C8? Yeah. Notice how we get a 0 here. So that's no good to us because you can't get a standard deviation if all those are 0. That's why we actually have to square these. So if I go back up here in the cell, notice how here I have A2 minus B2. If I come up here in my formula and just put it in parentheses, put the A2 and put a parenthesis around the B2, like that, squaring it, we have to use that little rooftop key, which is above the 6. So I'll hold down the shift key, hit the little up arrow, and put a 2 there. That'll square it. If I hit enter, it gets those all going again. So what happens is I can now drag this down through here and it should square all those. So it should turn into a 9, a 4, a 1, a 1, a 16, a 16. So if I drag those down, it should automatically do that math for us. It should automatically square them. So there's my x minus bar squared. So now we've done the x minus bar squared, we still got to do the summation of those. So I need to add those together, and I'm going to let Excel do that. So underneath sum, I'm going to add those columns together. So I hit the equal sign. To do a sum, we just type in the word sum, and I do want to double click that because it kind of creates the parenthesis for me. And I can just drag through or type in, I want C2 through C8. So I can type in, hey, C2 colon C8, and that means add up everything in those cells, C2 through C8. So notice how it highlighted what we want. It should add all those together and give us a sum. So notice how this is the top part of the fraction is that. Now, the bottom part of the fraction was n minus 1. Well, we've got that here. So what I can do next is in this spot here, I can put equals, and I can do this sum divided by the 6 there. So we want this cell here, which is looks like D or looks like C11, and I want to divide that by looks like A13 was the n minus 1. So if I just click on that cell, it'll do it. So this is doing what's inside the square symbol. So my standard deviation now is going to be the square root of that 12. So here, my sample standard deviation, the square root symbol, if you type in SQ, I need an equal sign first, equals SQ. Square root is that first one there. So if I double click it, and what do I want to take the square root of is just this one cell, C13. So we got that going in there. Close it. Hit enter. Gives me a standard deviation. So if we round to the hundreds place, then we would say then our standard deviation is going to be about, is it 3.46 or 3.47? Looks like 3.46 would be our standard deviation. Okay. So see if you can model that in a spreadsheet, name it and email it to me. Make sure you give it a subject heading that helps me understand what you're emailing me. So give it a good subject so it doesn't get lost. I'll leave it at that. And again, this assignment would be worth 50 points. Take care.